Well, today has lots of interesting news. Just earlier in my previous video, I talked about English voice actors being betrayed by their own union, SAG-AFTRA, and getting tons of backlash over a recent AI voice agreement. And now also in the news by BNN Bloomberg, Amazon's Twitch to cut 500 employees, about 35% of the staff. They write, Amazon.com Incorporated's live streaming site Twitch is cutting 35% of its staff, or about 500 workers. Twitch Chief Executive Officer Dan Clancy said in a blog post Wednesday morning. The layoffs are the latest in a series of job reductions there. The cuts, which Bloomberg News earlier reported on Tuesday, come amid concerns over losses at Twitch, and after several top executives left the company in the span of a few months. Quote, over the last year, we've been working to build a more sustainable business so that Twitch will be here for the long run. And throughout the year, we have cut costs and made many decisions to be more efficient, Clancy wrote in the blog post. Unfortunately, despite these efforts, it has become clear that our organization is still meaningfully larger than it needs to be given the size of our business. Running a large-scale website supporting 1.8 billion hours of live video content a month is enormously expensive, despite Twitch's reliance on Amazon's infrastructure, company executives have said. The business also remains unprofitable more than 9 years after Amazon's acquisition of the company, according to people familiar with the company's finances, who asked not to be identified discussing private information. Twitch has increased its focus on advertising in recent years, and has worked to dramatically cut expenditures. In December, Clancy said the company would cease operations in South Korea, where costs were, quote-unquote, prohibitively expensive. This decision, while incredibly difficult and painful, is necessary to ensure that we can continue to serve our streamers sustainably without impacting their ability to support their careers on Twitch, Clancy said in the blog post Wednesday. He added that Twitch had paid out more than $1 billion to streamers in 2023. In the final months of 2023, several top executives announced their departures, including Twitch's Chief Product Officer, Chief Customer Officer, and Chief Content Officer. Twitch also lost its Chief Revenue Officer, who worked on Twitch from within Amazon's ads unit. The former executives all declined to comment. A Twitch spokesperson saying, it's always bittersweet when talented leaders move on to pursue new opportunities. We are incredibly grateful for their contributions to Twitch and our community and wish them all the best. Since he took the position in March 2023, Clancy has been on a cross-country charm offensive to mend relations with the gaming celebrities who make a living streaming on Twitch. Many of them chaffed at Twitch's original approach to ads, which the company reworked after criticism. Streamers have praised Clancy's desire to listen to their concerns after years of complaints that the service was out of touch with its users. The new chief has struggled to stem losses, however. Twitch undertook 2 rounds of layoffs last year, cutting over 400 positions, part of wider job reductions at Amazon. Like other tech companies, Clancy said, Twitch's reduced size is based on the business's scale right now and conservative predictions of how we expect to grow in the future. Amazon initiated its biggest ever corporate job cuts in 2022, which expanded to 27,000 positions across the company. It continued in October with a new round of cuts to its music division, which encompasses the company's audio streaming platform and digital storefront for songs. The news was posted to Reddit, and a top response reads, part of me wonders if they put a lot of their expectations into the growth they saw during COVID, and this is the consequences of doing that. There were a lot of weird choices made during 2023 that make me think this was inevitable. And others taking the opportunity to meme a little bit with this response, is the safety council intact? That's all that matters. And someone else saying, please save Dear Girl, and linking to this video. Oh my gosh, I actually forgot all about that. Kinda wish I never got this reminder, to be quite frank. Could have happily lived never recalling that ever happened. But now that we're on this topic, let me just get a little bit more of a refresher. So that person was actually part of the Twitch Safety Council. We got a video here from the Gamer from Mars.
With the continuous rise of Twitch as a streaming service throughout the 2010s, in the wake of round 2 of the Roaring '20s, the website decided to make an effort to appeal to their community by extending an olive branch. They did this by announcing that they would be tackling the issue of quote-unquote cyberbullying and harassment. It all started in May of 2020 with a blog post, in which Twitch announced the Safety and Advisory Council.
Not going to play their whole video, consider checking out their channel for the full video, but so they bring Steph on, as a member of the Twitch Safety Council or whatever. And things from there just kind of escalated, with Steph going on stream making a number of inflammatory remarks, such as this one.
Really not that. I think a lot of you gamers are actually white supremacists. Sorry, just a fact of how I feel.
This proved to be extremely divisive language amongst the gaming community as a whole. And although she was described as a former competitive Heroes of the Storm player, it seemed pretty apparent that not only were her streams not centered on video games like people were led to believe, but also she appeared to not be interested in gaming that much at all. When she was berated by critics in her chat who challenged her controversial opinions, she doubled down.
I said a lot of people with cis white male sounding voices are here telling me that voice chat isn't a problem, and that is a fact. Y'all have voices that aren't marginalized coming in and saying, just mute, it's not an issue, everyone faces harassment. I've heard it all. You're just repeating my like a year ago.
Now, I don't want to get too off topic with this whole Steph thing. The point of rehashing this real quick is, well, one, getting a reminder of how crazy this all was. But more importantly, though, two, this relates to the Safety Council and the type of people that Twitch puts in positions of power, into authoritative positions, in other words. Yeah, and if you didn't get the memo, I guess Steph pretends to be a deer or something. And one final note about authoritative positions and the abuse of power.
And I'm not going anywhere. I have power. They can't take it away from me. And honestly, there are some people that should be afraid of me.
With the community fearing she had been given authority to ban Twitch users that she didn't like. This was compounded with the fact that she had proven herself to be willing to ban people even in her own streams for small offenses, such as using emotes that she didn't understand the meaning of.
People are getting banned for using emotes I don't understand, because I don't know their connection or what they mean.
It wasn't long before some of the most prominent streamers started speaking out directly against her.
I think that saying, like, I have power and people should be afraid of me should be an immediate disqualifier for any position on advising or giving opinions on anything.
To many, Ferociously Steph was mad with power, even going as far as rubbing it in everyone's face on her stream.
With top comments on that video saying, what's hilarious is that Twitch got so much backlash for appointing one person, they had to admit that the committee itself was a useless structure with no real power to change anything in the first place. Comical. And I agree with Asmongold. When mods flex how much power they have, that's a major red flag. Someone as prideful/power hungry as her should never have any position of authority. I also find it truly disgusting that she weaponized her gender whenever she was faced with criticism/backlash, What a coward. People like her make me sick to my stomach. And finally, it's funny how a lot of anti-bully programs usually don't stop bullying, it just allows people with no real ability to become bullies themselves. Ferociously Steph ultimately retired as a streamer back in 2023. And regarding the Safety Council itself, one Redditor asking whatever happened after that drama, getting a response saying, pretty sure Twitch quietly killed the thing after that PR fiasco. And circling back to the layoff news as a whole, another comment says, how do you just cut 35% of your staff and continue to function? How bloated are these companies? Incredibly. The overall tech world in the last 10 years or so was incredibly flush with cash. The main investor guidance was always grow, grow, grow. If you couldn't do a thing due to lack of staff, then you'd be stifling that growth. If there was cash, hiring had to keep going. I work at such a company, and not even as large as these. Even during COVID, the amount of interviewing I had to do at some points in 2019 or 2021 was ridiculous. Classic bloated tech company. I remember these early 2000s videos of these tech companies with skateboarding in the cubicles, Nerf wars, beer carts, ping pong tables, bragging about being the best place to work. Suddenly, layoffs. Shocked Pikachu. You don't have to go that far. Before Elon acquired Twitter, there was this trend, day in life of Twitter employee videos, where it looked like they worked for 30 minutes a day and then ate food, drank coffee, relaxed, meditated, played games, and chatted with colleagues. Should lay off 100% of admin staff responsible for moderation, because they are frickin' terrible. They automatically permabanned my 13-year-old account because I typed, haha, I'm 12 by the way. Appeal instantly denied, so there's probably no one to fire there anyway. They have actually done so much damage to the platform. Alright, I'll leave it there. That's the news. As well as a little trip down memory lane showing the abuse of some of those in power at Twitch. and some public reception from the comments at the top of that thread. As always, thank you for tuning in. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.